Hi there, I'm Mark Stutman from Folkway Music. I hope you all are doing well. Today I have with me a 1953 Martin 00021. It's going to be the subject of today's little show and tell, and it's a beautiful guitar. The Style 21 is a bit of a hybrid between Style 18 and Style 28. It features a rosewood back and side set like a Style 28, and a rosewood fingerboard and bridge like a Style 18. And then dark colored bindings, dark tortoiseshell bindings like a Style 18 as well. So it has a bit of a cosmetic mix of features between Style 18 and 28, and it also has sonically sort of a hybrid tone of Style 18 and 28. The rosewood, of course, has a lot to do with it sounding like a 28, but the rosewood on the bridge and the fingerboard have a lot to do with it sounding like a Style 18. The rosewood versus ebony bridge difference is very audible. Rosewood has a very different density than ebony, and it just sounds different, and anything that you do to the bridge is going to make a big difference to the sound of the guitar, whether it's the saddle, the bridge pins, the bridge plate, the bridge density or mass. All that has a difference on the sound. And so Style 21 guitars have a lot of that boldness of a rosewood version, but with a little bit more warmth and subtlety thrown in because of the rosewood bridge. Anyways, we're not going to talk about Style 21 so much in this video. We're going to talk about 1953, because something really interesting happened at Martin in 53. They started producing guitars again with red spruce tops, like the one that's on this guitar, for the first time since 44. And there's a little blip in the serial numbers where in 53 they made red spruce, and then towards the end of 53 they just were back to Sitka again. They ran out of it. Martin historian, unaffiliated with the Martin Company, but historian named Greg Hutton did exhaustive research on the contents of the North Street attic at Martin. He had access to all of Martin's ancient ledgers and order records and such, and he dug up all the wood purchasing order records and found that in 49 and into 52, Martin bought a significant number of tops from a company called Eaton Lumber in Rochester, Vermont. Now, Sitka spruce and Engelmann spruce aren't grown anywhere near Vermont. They're West Coast trees. And Eaton Lumber presumably was a mill that dealt with local timbers. The kind of spruce that grows in Vermont is red spruce and white spruce, and kind of follows that if you buy spruce from Vermont, you're going to get the local kind of stuff. And so that's why we see guitars in 53, about a year or so after the last purchase of that red spruce from Vermont, showing up on guitars. Wood has to acclimate, it needs to acclimatize, and if you built a guitar with wood that you only just received, there's a good chance you'll get lots of cracks in the top because the wood might be too wet. So Martin was very good at making sure their wood was ready to build with before they built guitars with it, which is why this guitar today has no cracks. The wood was nice and dry, and this guitar is probably built in the winter months when it was really dry in the factory too, and so there are no cracks in the guitar. There's technically a pickguard crack. I kind of lump that in with a crack-free guitar because almost every Martin guitar has an inside margin pickguard crack. So red spruce on 53s, it's a neat thing. There's a lot of discussion about the mystery tops, and to me there's not a mystery. Some people feel because of literature from the 80s that suggested that there was Engelmann spruce used in these guitars, that there was. I think that has since been disproven. There's still lots of discussion. None of us are scientists. There's no peer reviewing going on here. But my professional opinion, red spruce, and I think it's corroborated by the fact that there are shipping and ordering records from this lumber company in Rochester, Vermont. It's called red spruce. It's called Adirondack spruce to us guitar people. Scientifically, it's not called Adirondack spruce. It's red spruce, Picea rubens, and the Adirondacks were where Martin originally got lots of their spruce from because they were close by. As the big trees in the Adirondacks were felled and old growth trees didn't exist, Martin looked further afield for red spruce. And red spruce is common really throughout the Northeast. It grows in Quebec, in Nova Scotia, in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, New York, all these areas have red spruce. And so today, most of the red spruce that we see comes from Nova Scotia and Quebec, because those are the few areas that still have stands of trees that are big enough to give us the kind of grain dimensions that we want and wood quality. So the 00021, in terms of its tone, because of that red spruce top, the red spruce has a power to it and a dryness and a crispness to it that makes guitar sound vintage. It's why even when you buy a new guitar with red spruce, it is already predisposed to having some of that vintage guitar tonality, because the sound of vintage guitars, beyond being the sound of an old guitar, it's also the sound of a red spruce guitar, the red spruce top guitar. And so when you put red spruce on any guitar, it kind of brings out some of that tonality. So what's interesting about 1953 is Martin wasn't scalloping their braces in 53. They were straight braced, they were rear positioned. It's the same bracing they used right up until, well, later in the 50s and 60s. So that what you get with a red spruce top 53 is a straight brace guitar with red spruce, which has a very unique sound. Nothing from the pre-war era has that sound, and nothing really from the post-war era has that sound. It has this power and fundamental presence and clarity that's unique to these guitars, the 53 red spruces and the 57s that exist too. They have lots of power, lots of headroom, lots of crispness. Boldness in the trebles, really a lot of strength up high, but they have plenty of meat down low too. They're not really the best choice for people that have a light touch, a light fingerstyle attack, because these guitars really need to get given a lot of energy to give back. But if you have a heavy, in your case, right-handed people, a heavy right-hand attack, you'll find that this guitar will give you back a lot more. They have headroom that just goes on and on and on, all kinds of power. So a 000 size guitar will give you all the balance that you expect out of a 000, meaning the strength in the trebles and a lovely bass as well. The Dreadnought versions, of course, are just bluegrass powerhouses. They're very strong and strident, and a lot of people just swear by those 53 red spruce top guitars. The 21, because it has the rosewood bridge, will impart just a little bit more warmth and overtone because of that bridge than a similar style 28 would have. And so in my books, it sort of has the best of everything. If you like loud, clear, clean, fundamental, present guitars, this one sort of has it all going on. Anyways, it's in incredible shape. You can just check out the originality of it. It has original bridge pins, and this is an neck set that I did recently, so you know it's ready to roll. The nut is original, tuner is original, headstock, super clean guitar. Has a little bit of case wear right over here from its original case that it's been sitting in. But all in all, just an exceptional guitar. That's super exciting. Anyways, I thought I'd share that with you. I hope that's been an interesting one. And hey, if you guys have other topics that you'd like me to wax poetic about on Instagram, I'd be happy for suggestions. We might be doing this a while, so go ahead and maybe in the comments put some ideas down for me. If it's about guitars, about the stuff I actually know about, I'll be happy to give it some thought. Please don't ask me about stuff I don't know about. That would be very embarrassing. Anyways, you all have yourselves a great day, a great weekend, and we'll talk to you the next time. Take care.